Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel OMC Online Maths Classes. In this video, I'm going to explain topic position of roots of a quadratic equation. This topic is exclusively for objective. You cannot find this topic in board syllabus, but there are very much important for this concept in mains as well as advanced. At the end of the topic, I will give some model examples also how this concept will help us. And the last, you have a question for you also. Please get into the topic. This is the basic statement of the concept. Let f of x is equal to x square plus bx plus c and a not equal to 0. A, b, c belongs to capital R and alpha, beta are the roots of f of x equal to 0. Suppose there will be any constant, that may be one constant or sometimes it may be two constant, k, k1, k2 are there, and there are some condition k1 is always less than k2. Then what are the conditions? So we are going to check the conditions. Totally we have 6 conditions. To get easy understand about the concept, I want to make it 2 different cases. In case 1 3 points, case 2 3 points. Let's get into the topic. Yeah, come to case 1. In the case 1, first point, we have total 3 points. In that 3 points, this is the first point. For a number k, if both roots of f of x equal to 0 are less than k, In the last video, I already discussed that the expression ax square bx plus c, if a is positive, parabola opens upward. If a is negative, parabola opens downward. Okay, right? So here we have 2 separate situations, a greater than 0 and a less than 0. Okay. Let's take coordinate system. In case this will be the quadratic expression curve. These 2 points are the roots alpha and beta. We have to take constant here because what is the statement? If both roots are less than k, so this is the k. Whenever you have, if you take k here, then only alpha beta are less than to k, right? If now f of k you will get here. This is the f of k. So in the above x-axis we have a positive y value, so f of k is positive. Okay, right? Now what are the conditions you will get here is delta is greater than or equal to 0 because we got 2 different roots. The second one, a is positive, f of k is positive, so a into f of k is also positive into positive. Next, this is the vertex for us, right? So we will get here, this is the minus b by 2a value. Now it is very clear from the graph, minus b by 2a is less than to k. Minus b by 2a is less than k. So these are the conditions for us. Let me explain in this case also. This is alpha and this is beta. If you take k here, according to the statement, you will get f of k here. This is f of k. On the below x-axis, f of k is, this value is negative, right? Now here also we got 2 different roots. Delta is greater than or equal to 0. A is negative and f of k is negative. Negative into negative, you will get positive. And this is the value of vertex. This is the vertex. So here we will get minus b by 2a. So here also minus b by 2a is less than k. So these are the conditions in this particular point. Now come to second point in case 1. For a number k, if both roots of f of x equal to 0 are greater than k. In the last case we discussed less than k, now greater than k. So for that I took here graphs. When a greater than 0, we know that parabola opens upwards. So these 2 are roots and this is the constant k. When a is less than 0, parabola opens downwards and these 2 points are alpha beta and this is the constant, because we have to follow the condition. According to the condition, k value must be less than alpha and beta. Okay, right? when you took k here, you will get f of k here. So this is above x-axis, right? In the above x-axis, we will get positive values, right? Alright, now come to explain this one. Here we have two different roots, so delta is greater than or equal to 0 in this case also. A is positive, f of k is positive, so a into f of k is also positive, and this is minus b by 2a position because it is a vertex, so it is minus b by 2a. So k value is less than minus b by 2a here. So these three are the conditions. Come to here. If you took k here, this will be the f of k. So here f of k is below the x-axis, that will be the negative. A is negative, f of k is negative, correct? So we have two different roots, so delta is greater than or equal to 0 one condition. A is negative, f of k is negative. So negative into negative is again positive. Okay, second condition. And moreover, this is the vertex of the parabola, so this will be the minus b by 2a value. So k is less than minus b by 2a. So these are the conditions in the second point. Come to third point in case 1. The statement is for number k, if k lies between alpha and beta. So here the constant value lies in between alpha and beta. For that I took here these two are different roots alpha and beta, and k, this is the k value. So in between alpha and beta when a is greater than 0 case. As well as when a is less than 0 also, alpha beta are two different values. In between alpha and beta I took k value, right? So if you take k here, this will be the f of k. F of k is below x-axis, so definitely this will be negative, right? Right. The first condition here is delta greater than 0 only. But in the previous 2 points, we took delta greater than or equal to 0. Here, just delta greater than 0, because if you take delta greater than or equal to 0, that means two roots are equal. So if you just imagine alpha and beta are equal, these 2 points coincident to another points. So the beta reaches to alpha and that will become 1 point. Okay, right? So if alpha and beta are equal, we cannot find another constant in between the alpha and beta. But here our statement is k lies between alpha and beta. So it is possible only when alpha and beta are two different values only. So alpha and beta are different. So that means I took delta greater than 0, not delta greater than or equal to 0. Right. The second condition is a is positive, f of k is negative. So a into f of k is also negative. Positive into negative, negative. These two conditions only will get. Here the constant k can be lies anywhere in between alpha and beta. So we cannot make a relation between minus b by 2 and k. So we got only two conditions. Come here. This is the k. So you will get f of k here. This is above x-axis. So k f of k is positive. Here also we have two different roots. Then only we can find k value in between alpha and beta. So delta is just greater than 0. And positive into negative into positive, a into f of k. A is negative, f of k is positive. So negative into positive is again negative. So these two are the conditions in this point. Now case 2. Case 1 is completely discussed about relation between the roots and single constant. Case 2 is discussing about the relation between two constants and the roots. Come to the first point in the case 2. What is the first point? If exactly one root of f of x equal to 0 lies in the interval k1, k2, come to the graph, these 2 points are alpha, beta, and I took here k1 is here and k2 is here. Because k compared to k1, k2 is always greater, okay? So k1 is less than k2, right? If you take k1 here, f of k1 will be here. F of k1, it's above x-axis, so definitely it should be positive. Okay, and k2 is here. F of k2 will be here. It is below the x-axis, so it should be less than 0. Right? Now here we have two different roots. If you take equal roots, it is not possible to take any value between the roots. So these two are different. That means we can conclude delta is greater than 0. And this property is f of k1 is positive, and f of k2 is negative, positive into negative is always negative. These two are important points, and we can generate other properties also. For example, a is positive, f of k1 is positive, so a into f of k1, a into f of k1 is positive, a is positive, f of k2 is negative, so a into f of k2 is negative. So these are the properties. Okay, now come to this case. Here, if you take k1 here, f of k1 will be here. This is below the x-axis, it is less than 0. Okay, and if you take k2 here in between alpha beta, this will be the f of k2. It is above the x-axis, it is greater than 0. The same properties will exist here also. See, delta greater than 0 because we have two different roots. Why different? When the roots are different only we can identify any other constant in between alpha and beta. Right. Here f of k1 is less than 0, f of k2 is greater than 0. So that means negative into positive is negative. The same property will get. And a less than 0, f of k1 is less than 0, a into f of k1 is greater than 0. A less than 0, f of k1 less than 0, so a into f of k1 is greater than 0. That means negative into negative, positive. A is negative, f of k2 is positive, negative into positive, negative. So the same properties will get in both situations. Now come to second point. Here, if both roots of f of x equal to 0 are confined between k1 and k2, between k1 and k2, that means the alpha and beta values should lie in between the k1 and k2. Right, come to the graph. If you take k1 here, alpha and beta will be in between the k1 and k2. So if you take k1 here, f of k1 will be here. So f of k1 is above the x-axis, that will be positive. Right. Now k2 here, f of k2 is also here, in the above the x-axis. So this value is also positive. Now we can write the conditions. Here alpha beta may be equal or different. So we can confine that delta greater than or equal to 0 condition 1. The second thing, here a is positive, f of k1 is positive. So a into f of k1 is positive, a into f of k2 is also positive. The third condition is f of k1 into f of k2. F of k1 into f of k1 and f of k2 is also positive because positive into positive, positive. And moreover, this is the vertex of the parabola, so this value will be minus b by 2a. So it's very clear k1 is less than minus b by 2a less than k2. So these are the properties. The same conditions we can get from that graph also. Right. If you take k1 here, f of k1 will be here. This is below the x-axis, it is negative. K2 here, f of k2 will be here. So this is also negative because it's lies in the below the x-axis. Right. Now here a is negative, f of k1 is negative. So a into f of k1. Negative into negative is again positive. And f of k2 is negative, a is negative. So negative into negative again positive. The same condition. And second thing, f of k1 is negative, f of k2 is negative. Negative into negative again positive. So the same conditions will exist in that graph also. Come to third point in the case 2. Here the statement is if k1 and k2 lie between the roots alpha beta of f of x equal to 0. Come to the graph. First a greater than 0 case. In this situation, here I took two roots alpha and beta in two different positions. In between the roots, I took k1 k2 as two different values. Right. If you take k1 here, this will be the f of k1. It is below the x-axis. This is less than 0. And if you take k2 here, the f of k will be here, f of k2, and it is also below the x-axis. It is less than 0. Right. Now the conditions or properties are here is, here we have two different roots. Right. So that is very clear, delta greater than 0. Okay. The second thing, a is positive, f of k1 is negative. So a into f of k1 is also negative. A is positive, f of k2 is negative. So a into f of k2 is also negative. And moreover, f of k1 into f of k2. F of k1 into f of k2. These two also negative. Negative into negative is positive. So these are the properties we derived here. If you take k1 here, f of k1 will be here. K2 here, f of k2 will be here. These both are above x-axis, so both values are positive. Right? Now, here we have two different roots, so delta greater than 0, and f of k1 positive, f of k2 positive, positive into positive, again positive. Now, check these properties. A is negative, f of k1 is positive, so a into f of k1 is negative. Okay? A is negative, f of k2 is positive, a into f of k2 is negative. In both situations also, we will get the same results. Come to the question. The question is, if the roots of the quadratic equation 4p minus p square minus 5 times of x square minus 2p minus 1 times of x plus 3p is equal to 0 lie on either side of unity. Unity means 1. Then the number of integral value of p. This is the question. Right. First of all, this is the quadratic equation we have. Okay. Ax square plus bx plus c. Here a value is 4p minus p square 5. So the solution is x square coefficient is equals to 4p minus p square minus 5. If you take any p value, you always get less than 0 values only. For example, if you take p value as 0, 0, 0, minus 5, less than 0. Or if you take p value as 1, 4 ones are 4, minus 1, minus 5. Minus 1, minus 5, minus 6, plus 4, minus 2, again negative value. Or if you take p value as minus 1, 4 into minus 1, minus 4, minus 1, because when you do square, negative become positive, so minus 1, minus 5. So minus 5, minus 1, minus 4, minus 10. So that is also negative value. So for any value of p, you will get the negative value. So this value is always less than 0. Right. When x square coefficient is less than 0, that means a value, ax square bx plus c in the expression, if a value is less than 0, the parabola shape will be open in the downward. We discussed already. Right. Take the figure like this. Downward. Okay. And these two are the roots of the equation. Okay. Right. What he said in the statement? The roots of this equation either side of the unity. So here 1 will be there. Then only roots placed on either side of the unity. Definitely this will be the f of 1. F of 1. So f of 1 is above the x-axis. It is always positive. Okay. Right. So we have f of 1 is positive. Now apply that. This is f of x. So we get 4p minus p square 5 into 1 square minus 2p minus 1 into 1 plus 3p is greater than 0. Okay. Right. Simplify it. 4p minus p square minus 5 minus 2p plus 1 plus 3p greater than 0. Okay. Right. We have only 1p square, that is negative minus p square. 4p minus 2p. 2p plus 3p. 5p minus 5 plus 1 minus 4 is greater than 0. By taking minus common or multiply with minus, we will get p square minus 5p plus 4 is less than 0. So taking factors, we will get p minus 1 into p minus 4 less than 0. That means 1 less than p less than 4. So what is the condition here? What is the question here? Integral values of p. Okay. So we have in between 1 and 4 we have two integers, that is 2, 4. So 2, 4 are the integers in between 1 and 4. So p has two integral solutions. Number of integral values of p. How many number of integral values we have here? Two integral values. This is the procedure. Come to another question. The question is the range of small a for which the equation x square plus ax minus 4 equal to 0 has its smaller root in the interval minus 1, 2. So here minus 1 is k1 and 2 is the k2. Right. This question belongs to case 2. Okay. Let me draw a rough diagram to understand the question. Here if you observe, x square coefficient is 1, that is positive 1, so it is greater than 0. When x square coefficient is positive, the parabola opens upwards like this. Okay, right. If you take, for example, if you take minus 1 here, alpha should be here and 2 should be here, because in the question he said the smaller root in alpha and beta is always prefer, alpha is always less than beta. So by applying this one, alpha should be lies in the minus 1 to 2, because the question is smaller root lies in the interval minus 1 comma 2. So for that only I took alpha here, right? If you take minus 1 here, this will be the f of minus 1, it is above x axis, so positive. If you take 2 here, this will be the f of 2, that is below the x axis, negative. Okay, right. Now find f of minus 1 is greater than 0. It's minus 1 square plus a into minus 1 minus 4 greater than 0. So this is 1 minus a minus 4 greater than 0. 1 minus 4 minus 3. So minus a greater than 3, a is less than minus 3. This is one condition we have. Now find f of 2 less than 0. F of 2 in the sense we have to substitute 2 in the given equation. So 4 plus 2a minus 4 less than 0. 4 cancel, we will get a less than 0. Right. Comes to minus infinity to minus 3. Because a less than minus 3 means minus infinity to minus 3, and a less than 0 means minus infinity to 0. The common part of the interval is minus infinity to minus 3 is the answer for this question. Now these two questions for you. The question is, if the roots of x square minus of a minus 3 into x plus a equal to 0 are such that at least one of them is greater than 2, at least in the sense maybe two roots may be greater than, right? So at least in the sense one are greater than 1, at least one means one are greater than 1. So at least one of the root is greater than 2, then what are the range of a? That is the first question. The second question is, the graph of the quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c has its vertex at 4 comma minus 5 and 2 x-intercepts, nothing but alpha beta. Here 2 x-intercepts means alpha beta, one is positive and another one is negative, then what are the conditions? If you like the video, please share it and subscribe the channel. Thank you very much.